How to stay awake in that boring class. Hi, my name is Corey Deal, creator of SuccessfulSchoolStrategies.com. And in this video I'm going to teach you 3 techniques in order to help you do just that. And many of my friends and I have used these techniques that I'm about to show you in order to stay awake in some of the most boring classes that we have taken. Now, we've all been in that class where we've got that teacher who talks in a monotone voice for 2 hours straight, just lecturing. How boring. And you just can't help yourself but feel a little drowsy and nod off. You try, you really do, to take notes and pay attention to what the teacher's talking about, but what usually ends up happening is you drowse off or get distracted for like 10 minutes, and then you're going, wait, what's the teacher talking about now? Wait, what'd he say? Huh? I'm lost. So, how do you stay awake in that boring class? Really? Well, it's time for technique number 1, which is the water technique. So, how exactly does water help you stay awake in that boring class? Well, not only does it keep you hydrated, but you get a chance to stretch and move around, which you don't normally think about when you're about ready to fall asleep. Now, it's time for technique number 2, which is the critical thinking questions technique. And this will really help you stay awake and focused on what your professor's saying. And all you have to do is write down questions in your notes like, how do fractions relate to decimals? Then answer that throughout the class. And what this really does is it keeps your brain active, so you never have a dull moment where you're going, wait, what did the professor say again? Wait, I'm lost now. What? So that's what this does. Now, you have to have fun in class, don't you? Well, that's what technique number 3 is all about. And it's the arbitrary stories technique. I originally got this from a math teacher of mine several years ago, who taught me the story of Sokotoa, the volcano that spat out triangle formulas. And ever since then, I've been able to understand what sine, cosine, and tangent are, and how they relate to a triangle, and how it all works. So, all you have to do is do somewhat of the same thing, which is just draw a little story in your notes that's fun and interpretive, and it'll really help you understand what your teacher's talking about. Not only that, it'll help you remember it too. So, I guess that drawing in your notes isn't such a bad thing after all. Alright, the next time you're in a boring class, I want you to go and do the 3 techniques. The water technique, the critical thinking technique, and the arbitrary stories technique. And hopefully, with these, you'll be able to get the A's that you want, and you won't be drowsing off and falling asleep in that boring class again. This is how to stay awake in that boring class.